Hi everybody, so today I am reviewing the Rimmel London Stay Matte Liquid Mousse Foundation. My lovely Facebook friend Katie sent me a request to review any mousse foundations, so I thought this would be a great start. She just prefers the application and the overall look of a mousse foundation and how it feels on her face opposed to a liquid foundation. Let me just read you some of the claims it has on the tube here. So it says it's a feather light liquid mousse. It blends flawlessly for natural looking all day shine control. Its silky smooth formula leaves a perfectly matte baby soft finish, lightweight texture, and it won't feel heavy or greasy. So those are the claims. So my colour is 010 Light Porcelain. I was really happy when I found that they had a lighter colour because with a lot of lower budget foundations I really struggle to find anything that matches my skin tone. They just seem to make me look really orange. So that was a plus point already. This is £4.99. You can buy it from Boots, Superdrug, probably your local supermarkets. It should be really easy to track down. It's 30ml, which is tends to be the standard for foundations. It's an absolutely brilliant price, but the question is, does it do what it says on the tube? Is it worth it? And so I'm going to tell you from my experience of what I think about this foundation. I've been using it for about just over 2 weeks now. I have tried a mousse foundation before. I tried the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse and I can't remember what colour. It was probably the lightest colour that they do in that foundation. I was really impressed because it matched my skin tone perfectly, just like this one does. But after a couple of hours, I just noticed that it seemed to kind of break up and it was really patchy and it sunk into my pores and it just looked really messy. Long story short, I personally wasn't impressed with it. I know that a lot of people really rave about that foundation and I know it works for a few of my friends and it looks absolutely great on them. Unfortunately, it just doesn't take well to my skin. I do have a review on the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse Foundation. It is a couple of years old now. I will pop the link into the description bar below just in case you want to check that out. Anyway, back to the Stay Matte Mousse. As I was saying, I do like to apply this with the Real Techniques buffing brush. And I will warn you now, you are about to see me with no makeup, so prepare yourself. But I just wanted to give you an idea of the before and after. This is a medium to full coverage foundation. So as you can see, I do have a bit of discoloration, some blemishes on my chin, and dark circles because I haven't been sleeping very well these last few weeks. So this foundation probably needs to do a lot of work on my face. What I do love about this foundation is you do not need a lot at all. Because if you put too much on, it can just look really, really cakey. I've applied the foundation to half my face and you can see how well this covers my dark circles, my blemishes, and the discoloration on my skin. You do still need some concealer to cover up those blemishes, but this does do a really good job. So this is what my face looks like after I've applied the foundation. I will just let you know, before I applied this, I did use the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. I set this with the Rimmel Stay Matte Pressed Powder. Let's talk a bit more about the application. Firstly, you do not need a lot of this product at all. If you apply too much on your face, I find that this will just sit there and it will just look really cakey. I love the fact that it matches my pale skin tone perfectly. I love the way this looks after I've just applied this, but about half an hour later it starts to get a little bit messy and I start to notice the same things happening as they did with the Dream Matte Mousse. The makeup started to break up or even break down on my areas like my chin, around my nose. This claims to be lightweight. It is lightweight, even though it is full coverage. This does feel really light on the skin and that's probably due to it being a mousse foundation, and it does dry instantly, and after I set it I don't tend to get any transfer or anything like that, which is great because I hate it when you touch your face and your foundation just transfers everywhere. So the next claim says it's shine control. Now I always tend to get matched up as a normal combination, but more along the dry side of things. Even though I use matte foundations like Estee Lauder, which is great for oil control and things like that, I've never really had a problem with oil control. I don't know whether my skin type is changing, but I've noticed with mousse foundations and the Illamasqua Skin Base and Rich Liquid foundations that my forehead tends to get really oily with those. I don't know why, I've never really suffered it before. I don't know if you can see in this light, but it is just, yeah, it's really shiny and really oily, which isn't great. So that was about half an hour after applying this. I started to notice a little bit of oiliness and I started to notice the makeup kind of breaking up and sinking into pores and things, so it just started to look a bit like a cakey mess. I have been wearing this for about 5 hours now. and I've been out in the worst weather. My hair's completely frizzy from getting wet from the rain and the wind, so this foundation had a lot to contend with today. It does say it leaves you with a perfectly matte baby soft finish and it's natural looking. I wouldn't say this is natural looking. I would look at somebody and I would know that they are wearing foundation. It doesn't look like natural looking skin. I can really tell that I'm wearing makeup. I don't tend to mind because I do like a full coverage foundation, but unlike my Estee Lauder foundation, which I can rely on, and even though it's quite full coverage and it's matte, it never looks cakey on me. And I found with this does look cakey on me. And I think if I went through a whole day's work with this, by the end of the day, I think that this would look really patchy and just a real mess. And it does say it doesn't feel heavy or greasy. That I agree with, it doesn't feel heavy, but for me, I am getting some kind of oily thing on my forehead, even though I set it with the Stay Matte pressed powder. So this foundation has had a lot of good reviews. Before buying this, I like to read other people's views on this. I did notice a few other people saying that it made their foreheads oily as well. So I'm not really sure about that, but the majority of people really like this, just as they do with the Dream Matte Mousse. I like this for kind of days where I'm not really working, I'm just kind of running some errands and things like that, because it's a great price, it's a cheap foundation. I can apply to my skin if I'm not really doing much or I'm just going out for a little while. I wouldn't rely on this foundation to last me all day, and I definitely wouldn't go out on a night out, especially if I'm at a gig or somewhere like that and it just gets really hot and I just imagine this sliding down my face. But I'm not saying that this is a really bad foundation. A lot of people are raving about this, they really love it. So like I say, it could just be to do with my skin type. But if you do get on with mousse foundations like the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse, go and check this out because you might love it and it might really work for you. But I wouldn't say that this product has changed my life just because of the few problems that I've had with it. If I zoom in here, you can just see it's breaking up on my nose. You can see it on my chin. Basically the foundation is not even on my chin anymore, and you can just see all my blemishes and my redness. If I did choose to wear this for work or anything like that, I would definitely need to be touching up throughout the day. It hasn't changed my life, but you never know, it might change yours. So go and check it out. If you have any more questions or if you think I've missed anything, let me know. And I hope that's been really helpful, especially for Katie who's requested this review. Thanks for watching, bye bye.